the first ever in-season tournament championship game, the Los Angeles Lakers officially break the tie with the Boston Celtics. Bron moves one closer to Michael Jordan. History was made. Great game, except for the officials. Lakers beat the Pacers. Fellas, what were your thoughts watching the game? And then take a swing at trying to contextualize, because none of us really know. What does this mean? Like, how will this be talked about? Will this be added to LeBron's war chest of honors that he's won? Like, where does this end up standing in the grand scheme of things?
I think perhaps my biggest takeaway from that game, and with how well the Lakers executed, was those trade rumors out there that about Zach and DeMar. We might need to pump the brakes on those, bro. We got 2 months until the deadline, because the shit that they did last night with that core that they had, where you have all these 6'7", 6'8" athletic wings who are just swarming everywhere. Like Rui and Prince and D'Lo and those guys who are just handling the defense at the point of attack at the top of the key. And you had AD just being a force of nature on the back end, just eating everything that came in the paint. It was like it reminded me of the brand of basketball that they played when they won the chip in 2020. Like, that's what it reminded me of. And of course the whole relentless attack of the paint that they had. Like, Bron didn't score a bucket outside of the paint the whole game, right? And that was championship basketball that they played in 2020. And that was my biggest takeaway from it. It's like we mentioned, this is the in-season tournament. Was these teams are playing in the playoff gear, right? Everyone is coming with their A game. It's not some in-season games that don't matter where people are mailing shit in. Guys are playing at their very best. And the shit that I saw from the Lakers, bro, like I thought that they don't have a chance of coming out the West. I still think that I'm still not all the way sold that they're gonna knock Denver out, right? I still need to see a bit more from the squad, but I'm coming around. And like I said, those trade rumors about how they're looking to get like guys like Zach and DeMar in there, I think we need to pump the brakes on that. They might have something here, man.
I mean, I get what you're saying. It did look great last night, but they were playing the Pacers. That's the number 8 team in the East. You feel me?
But who did they beat in this tournament, John?
I know, but listen,
they beat 4 of the 5 favorites before the season. Okay, all right. Okay. My fault.
So I do get it. I do get they did look good. You feel me? But we talking about Zach LaVine and DeMar. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think if we get a chance to get them, I think we should get it. I think we should take that chance. For me, I like what Bron said when Bron was saying, like, hey, you can break records, but you can't. The first person to do it is the first person to do it. You know what I mean? He leaned in a little bit. I'm not arguing with people. I don't argue about the GOAT shit period anymore. But if I did, I wouldn't throw this in there and get 8 alive. It's we still ain't there yet. We don't, like you said, we don't know exactly what it means. But I mean, I'm tallying it up on my side. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything I already thought he was the best player to ever play the game. But yeah, I mean, I think it on my side, it looks good for his case. You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking at it, so
I agree. And again, like you said, you can only be the first person to do something once, right? Like, no one else could ever be the first.
There's only one of those, yeah.
And I will count it. Absolutely. I'll sit down and
Are you arguing with your friends?
I don't have any friends that are still arguing about LeBron not being the greatest.
When did you cross over? Because I know you were a Jordan guy for a little bit, right? Am I tripping?
I'm a Jordan guy. I mean, I still think like there will never be anything like Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
I had the Rare Air book. Like I told you I was eating Wheaties and drinking Gatorade for breakfast, bro. Like I was his
right. But basketball wise,
I mean, I think that first of all, like I identify with Bron on a different level because he and I are the same age.
Yeah.
And so seeing him grow up. No, I was a Bron guy pretty early just because of all the things he can do that MJ can't. Okay. And I think that matters. Like we argued on a previous pod about where does MJ's defense go in there. It's like for me, like Bron's passing and his rebounding has always been incredible. Mm-hmm. He's just a different caliber of athlete than I think we have seen anywhere.
And at his peak defensively, he should have won the Defensive Player of the Year. He got hold. You know what I'm saying? Like. So there's that as well. I mean, come on, man. You feel what I'm saying? So he got hold, you know what I mean? And I think like Jordan's career, I would say, all things considered, Jordan's career is better. You know what I mean?
You
I
can't
think,
top
I think it's
6-0.
greater.
You
I think
can't top
it's
6-0
I think
in
it's
the finals.
greater. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
And who we battled with in the East and all that. But I'm saying we're talking about the best player, the most capable of being, I think that's Bron. And so like I get why people argue Jordan. That's why I don't think it's worth arguing, because I mean there's cases go both ways. But when I'm talking about player, I'm looking at LeBron. So yeah.
But I'll make direct eye contact with Jackson and point out that while the Lakers and Celtics have the same number of NBA championships, the Lakers do have one additional championship, which is the in-season tournament championship. They're not going to hang a banner for it. I know the NBA wants them to hang a banner for it. They're not going to do it, but it was a championship. They did shoot confetti off. They did have kids put gold medals around the players' necks and then refuse to get off the stage because they were trying to get autographs from Bron and AD on their shirts, which is the funniest shit I've ever seen. As they should. Adam Silver had the nerve to turn around and go, "Kids, we got a ceremony we're trying to do here." And the kids are like,
with all due respect, fuck what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, Adam Silver. Yeah.
I mean, those two kids, dads or moms, delivered the correct message, which is no matter what that bald Nosferatu man tells you, you are never going to be this close to LeBron James again ever in your life. And they're not going to arrest you for stopping in front of him and asking for an autograph.
Get your issue.
But I want to go back to what John said about how, it's just the Pacers, bro. I think you're severely underselling the Pacers. They are the team with the highest pace in the league, the highest scoring team in the league. They, went through Boston and Milwaukee teams with Milwaukee still figuring shit a bit out on the defense end, but Boston is a top 3 defense in the league. And and those defenses had no answer for Haliburton like these Lakers did, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's a lot to take from there, because that's what you're going to need to do in the playoffs. You're going to go up against these elite guards. You're going to have to cut their water off. And granted, Haliburton still had a great game. 20 and 11.
20 and 11. Yeah,
20 and 11. But
he struggled that first half a little bit, though.
Yeah, he was struggling early. Like, he had 2 turnovers early. You know what I'm saying? After not having any in the last 2 games from Milwaukee and Boston. But yeah, like I said, man, I liked what I saw there. And like I said, I'm buying my stock on them being a legit contender now.
Who's a legit contender?
The Lakers.
Okay, yeah.
The Pacers going to make one of the big dogs sweat for about 6 games in that first round.
Right. But no, I think Tyler's exactly right, because and look, if you're a Lakers fan, this is good news no matter what, because at the worst, even if they do choose to make a trade, Cam Reddish, Vandy, these guys have upped their value by the way that they've played defense. But to see the way that Cam Reddish had Tyrese Haliburton running around in hell in the first quarter, I mean, that's what was exciting to me because of what Tyler said. You had the number 1 offense in the league versus the number 1 defense. In today's NBA, I was not 100% sure that the number 1 defense was going to win that matchup, but they shut them down enough. They held them. I think if it wasn't for one of those crazy buzzer beaters, they would in the third, they were going to hold them to under 20 points for the first time in like 10 games in a quarter. That's just how consistent their offense has been. And more importantly, and this is my next question, Anthony Davis, someone said, is something about neutral court championship opportunities for Anthony Davis turn him into a fucking Super Saiyan. 41 points on 16 of 24 shooting, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks. One of the most dominant performances of his career. And he did the Kobe face, bro. Come on.
And he fouled Miles Turner to make that motherfucker go to the locker room. That dude ain't even want to look at what happened to him anymore, bro. Like, he went straight to the locker. Like, it was just a masterclass from AD. Like, AD has that gear when it's like, bro, you could be the best basketball player in the world. Like, and it's not something that, it's just some one-off shit that, okay, this is just, in-season tournament game. We've seen it in the playoffs, too. That game he had against Golden State, game 1, when he had, 30 and 23 and, 5 blocks, 4 steals, 3 assists or something. Like, he went crazy that game, too. And, that's what we're going to need from AD. It's been stated so many fucking times, but we're going to need a series or 2 where AD is going to be the best player on that team if they, for real, have legit aspirations of winning a championship.
I mean, last year during the regular season, I think it was a 15-game stretch when he was going fucking crazy. It's just not. It's just he doesn't. The greats can do that consistently day in and day out. You know what I mean? Right. And he does it in periods throughout the season. We just hope he does it in the playoffs.
In the NBA, the game can change in an instant, but no matter how the action unfolds, DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. This week, new customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets just for betting $5 on basketball. Win or lose, you get an instant dub.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins, Jenkins. Jenkins. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins. The crown is yours.